That beautiful timepiece with that smooth sweeping second hand of the amazing spring drive. You can see we're early, about 8 minutes early, and that makes up for the times I've been late, right? Does that make up? Is that how that works? And so I'm going to go on my iPad here and make sure that I've got this up so that I can follow as the folks come in. And we are, like I just said, we are early. Brian LP is in the house. Brian is in the house. And let's see here. Patrick is in the house. Jack's in the house. We don't have any of the wrench gang in here, though. I hope some of the wrench gang comes in. We might have to issue some more wrenches. I like it, Dan says. Dan is in the house. Absolutely. And we're going to have kind of an unusual discussion today because there's been some information about Omega watches and some different things going around, some talk about Rolex watches. And so we're going to talk about a little bit of this. I am a CFP and provide similar advice to clients. Doug is in the house. There you go, Doug Roberts. Scott's and Durr's in the house. Got some of the wrench gang in here. And let me know if any of you all want a wrench that are in the house. And Durr will be the one that will make the decision as to whether or not we're going to issue a wrench for reinforcements for the wrench gang. And so here's the deal. I guess I can start even though we are a little bit early. Afternoon, says James. Wrench gang reinforcements are popping in as we speak. So here's the deal. As we know, Archie came out with a video kind of trashing Omega. And as Clive pointed out, it's kind of like half link bait. But I think a lot of the things Archie said, he actually meant. And Clive kind of gave his critique, and he talked about Rolex and how they're owned by a trust and so they can do their own thing and the advantages that gives them and so on and so forth. And just a lot of bad information, a lot of speculation, a lot of false assumptions. I mean, just where do I start, right? Here's where I'm going to start. Take what any of these guys say, including myself, with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Form your own conclusions. But here's the thing. See this Apple Watch? Apple sells more watches by dollar value, you understand, than Rolex, by far. They outsell Rolex by far. Apple, with petty cash, could buy Rolex. Okay, Apple could buy Rolex and then shut them down if they wanted to, and it wouldn't even be a blip on the radar screen. That's the difference. You got a Titan over here, Apple, and you've got Rolex down here somewhere. It's not even a gnat that Apple could just crush if they wanted to. So just to get things in perspective here, this comment that Rolex is all that because they're owned by a trust and they're not a publicly traded company and so on and so forth. Well, Apple's a publicly traded company and they seem to be doing pretty good. So the fact that Omega might be owned by a publicly traded company and Rolex isn't, I don't think that's the reason why Rolex has the edge in that fight. I think Rolex has just done a fantastic job in marketing and branding, period, full stop. They just have. Since way before that trust was ever formed, they knew what they were doing, and they were branding properly and so on and so forth. So I don't think one has to do with the other, is my point. So certainly don't take financial advice from an attorney, with all due respect to the Clivester. So we're going to talk about Omega some more too, but let's take another look at that stunning spring driver. And let's see here. I used to be a wrench and a couple of Scam baiting channels. Okay. The ultimate grail that every Seiko drive watch aficionado should aspire to own. I'll be able to read here in a minute. Sounds good. Wrenches unite. Wrench is the new status symbol, says Patrick. So should Patrick get a wrench? Archie has one bashing Breitling IWC Omega. I wonder who is next on his chopping block. Honestly done watching Archie. He spiraled downwards past being viewable. Well, it's like watching a train wreck. You can't look away. You can't look away from the train wreck. It's actually kind of sad. Stunning. I would buy an Apple Watch if it worked with my Android phone, since Series 1 are very inexpensive. Yeah, they are. Having a wrench on the Craig Shipp show is as cool as rocking a day date at a pool party at the Playboy Mansion. There you go, says Durr. Turkey Vulture's in the house. What's a guy got to do to get a wrench around here? Dan's asking. Well, the wrench gang has to vouch for you. Dan should get a wrench. Turkey Vulture just said so, so you got one. You got one. I'm doing it right now. Let's see here. Add. There we go. Dan's in the house. Dan's a wrench king. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me give you some stats, okay? Let's do this. Let's bring some facts into the discussion. Imagine that amongst all this speculation and assumptions and all these things going on, let's bring some facts into the discussion. Okay. I did a little checking today. Did a little bit of show prep. Hans Waldorf was master marketer, Steve Jobs level marketing. There you go, Patrick. That's it. You got it. Okay, so Archie Luxury, on his channel, he's the king, he's the pontiff. His average views per video on his main channel, the Archie Luxury channel, is 5,226 views per video. So you just take the number of videos he has and divide the total view count by that number, right? Okay. Yours truly, Craig Shipp, my channel, my average views per video is 8,547. So higher than Archie. The Clivester, he's got an average view of 1,678 views per video. Mark, now here's the wild card. Mark, he's beating everybody. He's got 10,751 views per video. And the reason I'm looking at the average number of views per video is like Mark, some of these guys just started a couple years ago, so it wouldn't be fair to just look at the total view count, right? That wouldn't be a fair fight. So what we're doing is we're looking at the average number of views per video, right? That's the fairest way to look at this, because some of these are Johnny-come-latelys and haven't been around YouTube that long. But clearly Mark knows how to put the keywords in his video, knows how to market his videos a little more aggressively, and so he's doing really good. 10,751, according to my math, average views per video. So, and he's starting to up his production quality. Sometimes he's actually wearing a lav mic. That's what I don't get these guys. They spend all this money on watches ostensibly, and they won't spend a few bucks on a lavalier mic or some kind of audio gear or maybe even a camera. Imagine that. Why don't they want to up their production quality a little bit? You guys got to let them know in the chat. They got to up their production quality a little bit. Mark Goldberg. I didn't check the only other one I checked is Watchbox, because I like Watchbox. And this was interesting. Watchbox was 8,921 average views per video. So they were about the same as me. So number one was Mark Goldberg. Number two was Watchbox, closely followed by me, and then Archie, and then Clivester. And of all of those, the only ones with videos produced with more than 1 million views, which is pretty hard to do on YouTube. go ahead and try to do it and see what happens, see how successful you are. The only ones with a video produced with 1 million views or more are Archie and myself, Archie and yours truly. The only one with a video that they produced that has more than 2 million views, is yours truly, right here. Now, that wasn't really fair because that's one that I produced with Audrey Scherer, and she is stunning. So that wasn't really a fair fight either. But Archie does have one that's his, I think his 10 best watches or whatever. It's got 1.8 million views, I think. And if you watch that video, it was done, he wasn't using a lot of cursing. I mean, it was a pretty decent video. Now, I disagree with some of the watches he showed in it. Some of those watches he showed in it, I wouldn't have. Some of them were gorgeous. The Calatrava he showed was gorgeous, but I wouldn't want white gold. I'd rather have the yellow gold. But that Calatrava was gorgeous. The Datejust he showed. The Submariner he showed, of course, was pre-ceramic, so that was a good one. So that was a pretty decent video. And here's the thing, even after saying all of that, you make peanuts on these videos, on the view counts that we're talking about here. Nobody is getting rich with these kinds of view counts, including Archie Luxury. He's making money other ways, people donating super chats, people sending him money by PayPal, you know, whatever. But he's making, I can tell you right now, he's making very little off of YouTube, checks in the mail from YouTube. Mine ranges anywhere from 300 to 700 a month, roughly. It usually stays in that range, the amount that I get from YouTube, which is really peanuts when you look at the overall scheme of things. So nobody is getting rich by doing these videos. Just to make that clear, the Archie 5 AC3, an institution of the Harvard watch guys. Go on, Craig. Let's see here. The Watch Lounge. If people are taking advice from YouTubers who raised them, YouTube is about seeking out information and forming your own opinion, not what someone tells you to do. Well, there you go. Absolutely. The Watch Lounge, exactly. The point is not losing the plot when developing a collection. Okay. Adrian from Bark and Jack does some good videos. Yep, he sure does. Yep. And good production quality. And who's that other guy that Archie hates? The Urban Gentry guy or whatever the heck. He does really good production quality on some of his videos. So YouTube should just be a place to hang out and have fun, communicate with like-minded people. Turkey Vulture says Archie's income comes from generous YouTubers and his constant begging. It's just the passion, not the cash. There you go. You're the only watch guy that has common life sense. Well, thank you. Well, here's the thing. I mean, and this is the point. The point of my channel, everybody's channel has a different goal and different mission statement, if you will. With my channel, I really do try to help my subscribers anytime I can. And obviously, I try to help the businesses that I work with that are sponsors of my community websites and that I work with to promote them and so on. So my channel kind of has a dual purpose. I do a lot of product reviews that I try to help people by pointing out different details about the products. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback over the years from people that have watched my product reviews and been helped one way or another. Some how-to videos, like I have a video showing how to edit a video on iPhone using iMovie that I'm like, why hadn't somebody else done this? And there weren't any really good ones at the time I did that. It was kind of hard to find just a little video that walked people through how to edit a video on an iPhone, right? And so I've gotten tons of comments on that. People found it helpful. A lot of my audio reviews of different kind of audio gear, different ways to get good audio into an iPhone as well. I have a lot of videos on that. So my channel is kind of really about helping people and of course helping the businesses that I work with that really foot the bills around here. And so, you know, that's pretty enjoyable. You get a sense of satisfaction if you actually get feedback from somebody that, hey, you know, that what you just did, that really did help me. So that's what we try to do around here. And of course, we like expensive, high-quality stuff, so we talk about expensive, high-quality stuff from time to time, including watches. And we'll talk about some watches here in a minute. John P. has some nice vintage watch videos. And Federico, I think. And I watched one of Federico's videos recently, and he was, again, talking about what watches are going to be good investments and all, using that term investment. It just really irks me when these guys talk about investment, because it really, I think it's misleading people. I think that if somebody is worth $10 million, okay, it's no big deal. They can take and they can buy a brand new whatever, Rolex, right? Doesn't matter what it is. Date 840, fine. Go ahead and buy it. It's no big deal. It's a drop in the bucket. It's no big deal. But if you have these people that are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're going in and they're putting this watch on their credit card because some watch guru said it's a good investment, I think that's really sad. And I think it's sad that these watch gurus keep perpetuating this situation, because there's going to be a day of reckoning. And Mark Goldberg, on his recent video, he was talking about speculating on the values of some of these Rolexes 6 months from now and maybe a year from now or whatever. Nobody has any idea what the value of these watches are going to be 6 months from now or a year from now. That's total speculation. The market could just as easily take a big dive as go up. It could do either one. And if you're buying a Submariner for full sticker today, there's nothing to say 6 months from now it's going to be worth that same full sticker price when you go to sell it, especially once you pay the fees to sell it and so on and so forth. So I think it's just very disingenuous to even bring that word into the discussion, the word called investment. I think it's just totally irresponsible. Of course, he's a guy that has multiple steel Rolexes. I mean, my gosh, he's got a ton of money tied up in steel Rolexes. So I'm sure he hopes that the market stays strong. But wish in one hand and you know what in the other one, and see which one fills first. So we'll see what happens with all of that. It's like junior high kid overthinking everything. Hi, Craig. I'm a new viewer. Enjoyed watching your video on watches and Bitcoin. This is the best fitting jacket that you have. The others have the collar gap between the jacket and the shirt. Yeah, I mean, some of them are. This one is probably about a size 40 regular. This one's one of my oldest. This one I got at the Georgetown University shop many years ago. This one fits a little more snug. I am doing more push-ups again, and I'm starting to fill out some of my jackets a little bit better. But even if they don't fit perfect, I'm fine with that. I'm not that picky on that sort of thing. Let's see here. Producer Michael is one of my favorite channels. There you go. Yeah, I've seen some of his videos. Craig, I'm thinking of starting my own channel in the future. Any way you can do a video on what's needed to produce decent quality videos and how to use the equipment. I got a bunch of videos like that on my channel already. Check them out. But yeah, we can help you with all that stuff. That's no problem. You get a good setup. That's fine. You got to figure out if you're going to be doing live streaming or produced stuff. There's two different types of equipment you need depending on what you're doing. Now, some overlaps, like that camera there I can use for produced stuff, and I can use it for live streaming. So, but the switcher, the streaming box, all of that stuff is is purpose built for streaming. I think the last offer me is when he bought a Harrods BB and described it to the Hope Diamond. Okay. Keyword speculation watches are like cars, not an investment. They're a hobby. My Zenith bought a great price, otherwise would not have bought it the same. Then he puts his new BLNR in a safe deposit box off-site. Oh boy. Well, he thinks it's an investment. He's treating it like an investment. Oh, good luck with all that working out. Hi, Craig. On a week's holiday. Okay. Rolex is etched into human achievements, the collective consciousness, Hollywood, etc. Turkey culture. And you know, Rolex is a good watch to buy, like a milestone watch, like I don't know, you sell your first business that you built up and you make a big profit and you celebrate and you go out and buy a Rolex, you know, something like that. Maybe you had a piece of real estate, a piece of speculation, real estate that you made a big lick on, and you want to go out and celebrate and buy something, so you buy yourself a nice watch. I mean, I can see that. That makes sense. If it's a small part of your world financially, it makes sense. Buy a watch to wear and enjoy. Never understood those who buy a watch and throw it in the safe and hope it appreciates in value down the line. Yeah, and you know, and I think it was Mark made the comment. I think it was Mark. Isn't it cool if we could go back in time and buy a Daytona? Hey, I've run the numbers on it, folks. You'd still be better off buying Microsoft stock, you know, in the beginning when Microsoft started. If you go back to the 70s, right, and you bought some Microsoft stock instead of a Daytona, you'd do a lot better. There are a whole lot better investments, even if you take the best performing watches. The best performing, as if you could figure that out, right? As if you would know that, right? But let's say you were lucky and you could pick the best performing watch. You could go back to 1975 or whatever and buy yourself a Daytona, right? Well, 1975, I would have probably rather bought, like I say, Microsoft stock. You'd have a much bigger return. So there you go. I'm not sure what year Microsoft went public, but anyway. Assuming they were public, you buy them, you would have done really good. Let's see here. Any update on Yachtmaster 11660? Are you going to pull the trigger? You know, the Yachtmaster, let's take a look at a Yachtmaster here again. I think I still have it up here. Let me go to my... oh, yeah. Look at that puppy. Look at that puppy. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous timepiece. I'll tell you what, I think it's 10 times more gorgeous than a sub with that nice case, that nice oyster case. Forget the maxi case, folks. Forget the maxi case. Look at the shape of those lugs. I mean, look, it's just freaking gorgeous. And it's thinner. I believe it's thinner than a sub. So yeah, I'm not going to make a decision until probably the fall. But I'll tell you what. This is a stunner too. We talked about this the other day. That Grand Seiko GMT with the 9F, that sucker's just under 12 millimeters thick. That's a gorgeous piece. So that could be an all-arounder. Absolutely. There's some watches in contention for being a really good all-around everyday watch. Let's see. I'll tell you what, if you're in a place where you're worried about getting robbed, you probably should relocate to a different place. That's all I'm saying. That might be a good move. Adrian only calls his watches investments so his wife won't kill him. Yep. I doubt she's that unaware that she won't be able to put two and two together. When they're broke 10 years from now, I think she'll be able to figure out why they're broke. To be fair, Adrian did make around $2,000 on that Tudor he flipped. Maybe he did. Who knows? It cannot be denied that certain Rolex watches such as Batman and Pepsi can be bought at MSRP much cheaper than they're selling for secondhand. And if you sell it, sure, if you buy it and you are able to sell it for a quick profit, that's not what I would call an investment. That's inventory. That's dealing. That's buying and selling. That's an investment implies you take something and you keep it for a long period of time and it goes up in value. An investment isn't I got a real good buy on it and now I'm going to flip it. That's a horse of a different color. Anytime you can buy something cheap, I mean, if you can buy a piece of real estate cheap and resell it for a profit, that's great. Now, you did put your money at risk for that period of time between the time you bought it and you sold it, but that's a very short-term thing, and that's not that. When I say investment, I'm talking more long-term. I'm not talking about buying and selling, flipping watches. If you can do that effectively, consistently, more power to you. That's a great way to make money. But I'd call that inventory as opposed to an investment. But if you bought that watch and you haven't sold it, to sit around and claim that you've made all this money because all of a sudden the watch that you paid $10,000 for, let's say, is worth $18,000. Oh, I made $8,000. You didn't make it unless you sold it. If you sit on it long enough, that profit's going to go away. Trust me, it'll go away. You better take the profit while you can. Let's see here. Microsoft stock is the greatest gift I ever bought myself. There you go. Craig is the watch community's voice of reason, James says. Growth plus dividends. There you go. I think Rolex Steel Sports will always be there, but they will not be investments. Just enjoy them. What do you mean by will always be there? I mean, sure, Rolex sport watches will always be around. I don't know what you mean. I hope you're not saying that they will always hold their value the way they are now, because I don't think that's going to be true. There will come a time when they will be just like any other used watch. Yachtmaster is a beautiful watch indeed. However, I'm turned off by the polished center links. Well, but see, that makes it a little dressier, right? That's what makes it, allows it to be a one-watch solution where you can use it in a dress situation or sport. It's a little more versatile that way, I think. So I could overlook the polished center links in that instance. But I agree with you. I would rather, tell you what, I think it would be really cool on a Jubilee bracelet. Can you imagine how stunning that would be on a Jubilee? Not a fan of the Yachtmaster bezel. Oh man, I love the bezel. The best case from Rolex is the Daytona case, hands down, which is pretty much the same case on the Yachtmaster. Pretty much the same. Let's see. Craig, have you looked at the gold and rubber Yachtmaster? That thing is money. Are you talking about the newer ones? No, I'm not a fan of those, but anyway. Craig, what would you think of the same style Yachtmaster with the gray dial, blue lettering, and blue second hand? I think it looks awesome. Are you talking about the one with the gray dial that they offer now? I think it looks okay, but I would rather have the I really like that blue dial. I think that would be the one I would go for. I think there's a little more contrast, and I think for me, but the one with the gray dial is also stunning. Let's see if I marked one of those in my favorites. Let's see, where is it? Okay, notepad. I think I had one with the gray dial in here marked. I should have. What's this? What's this? Yeah. Here's one, but this one, it has the blue second hand and the blue Yachtmaster. They call that the rhodium. Well, no, that's the rhodium platinum. I guess that's the alloy that it is. I don't know what they refer to this case as. But that's pretty cool. But I still like the blue. They're both very attractive, very nice watches for an all-arounder. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, blue second. That's what he said, blue, yeah. Craig, I have a Rolex on, and I don't know what kind it is. My gal gave it to me. Well, there you go. Christopher's in the house from New York. How can you patch me in, Christopher says. Maybe we can patch you in. Can you FaceTime me? Do you have an Apple? Can you FaceTime me? And I'll try to patch you in. We'll try to do this live. This could be very exciting. FaceTime me on my phone, Chris, and then I'll patch you in. I think you have an iPhone. You should be able to FaceTime me. This will be a good test. See how well that, because I think FaceTime's a little higher quality than using like Skype or something. Craig, just purchased the Grand Seiko SBGD201. Your thoughts? Let's check it out. SBGD201. Let's see here. 8-day power reserve. See if this is the... Okay, Christopher's calling. See how this works. Okay, accept. All right, we got you. All right, so let me... I'm going to plug in the... let me get my cable here. Stand by.
I have this watch I want you to look at.
Yeah, stand by. I got to plug you in, though, first. I'm going to plug the phone in and see if I can patch it in to these guys live. Give me a second. Got to get this up. And remember, there's a delay on the broadcast. Okay, so I'm plugging this in live. I don't know if you can do this live on the phone or not. I'm plugging in the HDMI adapter.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to try to plug this in to see if I can feed it into the mixer. And don't worry about seeing me on the thing. Oh, I got it. Oh, that's cool. It came through. I don't know if the audio is going to come through, though, but let me cut to you. So this would be camera 2. All right, it looks crystal clear.
Yeah, okay.
Show me the watch. Can you get it closer? And put your hand behind the watch so that it focuses on the watch. Put your hand flat behind it so it's not focusing on the background. Let it focus. A little bit further from the camera. It's too close. A little bit further. Still not focusing. Back up a little bit from the camera. Okay. It's trying to focus on you is the problem. You got to put your hand nice and flat behind it so it's not seeing you. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
It's the problem is it's not focusing on it's focusing on you, not the watch.
I got you. Right here.
Okay, and then not quite as close to the camera. Back up a little bit. All right, all right.
Problem is that this is a crappy iPhone 6 Plus camera. I apologize.
Yeah, that's all right. They're seeing it. They're seeing it. It's a Daytona. They're going to be able to identify it in the chat. And how long ago did she give it to you?
A couple months ago as a present, and I just, I'm not a huge watch guy, so I didn't really look up like what it was.
Well, those are really hard to find, really hard to get. There's a long waiting list. So the guys in the chat will let us know a little bit more about it. So yeah. So do you want to?
Right here.
Yeah, there it is on. That's nice. That looks nice on the wrist. The wrist shot looks good. Yeah. And I'll tell you, that really comes through nice and clear. The only problem with it is it's vertical orientation, and I don't think you can do FaceTime horizontal. I don't think.
Let's try it.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, it looks like it might be doing it, but it's real small. Oh, maybe I need to do this. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Well, that's interesting. It made it real small on the screen, so it's probably better doing vertical. Just go back to vertical.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know why it made it small like that. It would have been nice if it filled out the whole thing, but it didn't. So yeah,
What's the audio? Is the audio in sync?
well, I don't know if the audio is coming through to them or not, because it's still coming through the phone. I'm getting it out of the phone. I don't think it's going through the HDMI. Is the problem? Let me go into my audio settings on. See, that's the thing.
I say this is a nice watch. This is really a nice one. You know where I was last night, Craig?
Where?
I went to the opening of Hudson Yards, which is a new neighborhood in New York City.
Uh-huh.
And in the mall there, they had the Rolex store. And
Yeah.
I had my camera. I shot a ton of video on all of these Rolexes. I
Really?
didn't even have my watch on. I just was there.
Well, they didn't. I guarantee you, they didn't have that one in stock, right? They didn't have that one.
I didn't see this one. No.
No, there's a long waiting. There's a couple years waiting list for that watch.
Are you serious?
So I don't know how your girlfriend got it, but there's a real long waiting list.
I mean, is this legit? How do you know it's not a fake?
Well, that's a good point. You'd have to have the AD, the Rolex dealer, look at it. They can tell you.
Because isn't the signature of a Rolex like the sweeping hand motion, right?
Well, it's little clicks. It's little clicks.
Because I was going to say, this is sweeping, but it's like a jumpy kind of
It's little clicks. It's
I
28.
don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, it's little clicks. That's the way it is. It's not like a spring drive like my Grand Seiko that's just a constant smooth. That's the spring drive. But the Rolex is 28.8 beat rate. It's that looks correct. It looks like the second hand's correct. But you got to have, if you're not sure, didn't she give you the box and papers with it?
No, she just gave it to me. She
Well,
said, "Take this."
yeah, I would.
It looks nice.
I would go to the AD. They can look at it. The authorized dealer, the Rolex dealer, they'll look at it and tell you probably.
I don't know. I think it's probably a fake, man. She would never give me a watch this nice. We haven't been dating that long.
Well, I mean, if it's a fake, it's a fake. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell from this video. I mean, it's not that, yeah, it's focusing on the background. It's not focusing on the
Yeah, I
watch.
gotcha.
It's the problem. Yeah.
Hey, well, it's good talking with you. I thought about you when I was in that Rolex store last night because, I mean, I've got clips of it. Maybe I'll send you a couple of them. But they're in the edit, and it was a grand opening event, and that store was packed. I have a feeling they're going to be selling a lot of Rolexes. You know, come to think of it, I think she told me this was her ex-husband's watch. Maybe that's why I don't want to wear it.
Hey, if it's a real Daytona, it's worth more than probably around 20 grand or more. I'd have it.
20 grand.
I'd have them look at it. I'd have the AD look at it and see what it is.
So if I could take that into the Rolex store,
They should be able to tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for having me on the show.
Talk to you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Patched him in, but I don't think you guys got audio. I'm guessing you guys could barely hear him, if at all. So let's see here. I'm going to catch up on the. I'm going to catch up on the comments here. Just purchased. Okay, the two. Okay, so this was the one that you just purchased, I guess. The 8-day power reserve. Yeah, I'm not real familiar with those, but those are the new ones that just came out, I guess. I think it looks good. I'm just not a fan of straps, but if you like straps, absolutely. Most Tudors depreciate in value. Yeah, I'd pass on the Tudors. Not because of the value. I'd just pass on them, period. Email Craig a picture of it. Buying a Rolex to sell it for $3,000 over is not investing. It's called making a quick buck. Absolutely. Buying and selling, flipping them. Craig, show the turnograph, but with the black dial. Okay, we'll take a look at a turnograph. Absolutely, we'll do that. Next piece after the JLC is a Blancpain. Then way down the road, a couple years from now, VC overseas. And after that, the collection is done. Yeah, I would just rethink the whole collection thing. I would just liquidate everything and get one or two really great watches that you really enjoy wearing and wear them. Life is too short to just have a bunch of watches laying around that you don't wear. Well, Archie says he's technically a millionaire because he thinks his channel is worth that much. Oh, no. Oh, boy. That is laughable. Yeah, that's not the case. No. That would be a big no. It's not worth that much. A lot of the watch gurus on YouTube who invest in watches still live in apartments. Look at the guy. It's an Oyster Perpetual. Yeah, I guess it is. The blue dial is definitely a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yes, the gray dial Yachtmaster with the blue seconds hand, current model. I love it. There you go. Craig, have you seen Yachtmaster with the dark rhodium dial and blue seconds hand? I guess that's the one I just showed. Craig, do you recall how much you bought your red 1680 for back in the day? I really don't. I'd just be guessing. I think it was like $300 or $400. I don't remember though. I'm sorry. It wasn't that much back then. I love the steel Yachtmaster with the gray dial. Not as obvious as the blue dial. Still easy to read. Classier than the blue. Okay. I kind of like the blue, though. Me too, love it. Okay, the blue makes it pop against the rodeo. Okay. Too flashy for a dude your age. I think everything's too flashy for a dude my age, though. That's the problem. I can't have anything anymore. Yes, the new Yachtmaster is a beauty. Are we talking about the Yachtmaster with the complicated dial? I don't like that one. I don't know what one you're talking about, folks. But let's see here. Let's go back to my my notepad here. Go back to my notepad, the ones I have on the note. Here's one that's already gone. It's sold, so I got to take it off my notepad. I'll go ahead and show you guys my notepad here. There's a Datejust 41 with the blue dial. It's still available. There's another Yachtmaster with the blue dial. It's available. There's another Yachtmaster available. Another one available. Another one available. That's the one, the gray one that I just showed you. And this one's sold, so I'll take this one out. That one was priced cheaper. So it was the one, of course, that sold. Here's one with the gold, which that I like too, but I'm just not a big fan of the Everrose, so I would probably pass on that. But really, if you think about the price, I mean, some of these are like 11,000, 12,000. I mean, to pay another 2,000 and get the gold in the bracelet, right? You pick up the gold in the bracelet, you lose the platinum, and go to the gold on the bezel. There's another one with the gray. Now here's one with the white. I don't think I would go for that one. That says it's a 40 millimeter 7200. That must be the old style. Yeah, with the old bracelet and all. I'm gonna take that off the list here. We're gonna get rid of that. Now here's a turnograph with a black dial. Somebody asked about this. So that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I believe that has the Super Jubilee bracelet. So the solid center links. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. So that's got the newer class. That's a real contender, folks. That's a real contender. Most guys can't resell their Rolex watches right away because the ADs are under pressure from Rolex not to sell to flippers. You resell your watch in the first year or so and you're not getting another. Well, I would still sell it and take the profit. There's plenty of watches I can buy. Here's one right here, right? I don't have to buy new from the AD. Yeah, I'd take the profit. I don't owe them anything. The 42 millimeter Rolex Explorer 2 is a depreciating watch despite being steel sports. The whole investment hype with Rolex is completely an Instagram-fueled popularity fad. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it. I really wouldn't. With a Day-Date 40, you don't have to worry about polished center links. The President bracelet is the best in the business. Yeah, I mean, it's going to hold up fine. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's going to hold up fine. The Jubilee bracelet's fine, too. The Jubilee on this, they're fine. They don't show that many scratches. They're good. And again, you get a patina all over the watch in time, and it looks fine. What's up, Craig? Looking very fashionable. Jarvis in the house. Hey, Chip, and everybody, sorry I'm late. I was driving to the lake house, but didn't listen during the drive. But did listen during the drive. Very enjoyable program. Should we forgive him for being late, Wrench Gang? Should we forgive our wags for being late? Let me know. And I'm guessing you guys did not hear the audio from the phone when I had the phone patched in. I'm guessing you guys did not hear the audio because I don't think it came through the system. Let's see here. Daytona. He's got a stainless white dial Daytona. That's my grill. I wonder if it's real. Really nice looking watch. That's a $15,500 watch all day long, Durr says. Craig's head is going to explode with the rookie camera lighting and focus issues. Hey, but I'll tell you that when you bring them in using the FaceTime, it is clearer, crisper video than using the Hangouts, Google Hangouts. That's why I wanted to test that. But I don't think you guys had any audio. We've got to figure out how to get the audio in then. That's the next problem with that. That's an 116520 Daytona. I hope it's not fake from China. That must be a really serious girlfriend. Well, Christopher Rolls, I mean, he's pretty much all that. I mean, so there's the deal there. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. He rolls with a those folks are players up there in New York. That's all I got to say. These hard-to-get Rolex watches have caused people to pay for fakes. I would not do it, but I know people who bought noob versions, which are not cheap for a fake. NOOB versions. I don't know what that means. Audio is very low. No, really hard to hear him. Can barely hear him. Yeah, see, it was just coming out of the iPhone mic and a little bit picking up in this mic. So, yeah, we got to figure out a way to pipe the audio from the phone into the mixer. That'll have to be on another day. We'll have to figure that out. But bringing them in. Oh, you know what I should have done? Oh, shoot. I should have just answered the call on the laptop. Then we could have brought the audio in from the laptop. That would have probably worked. You guys would have heard him. Hello? Yes. Oh, Chris. Hey, listen, you want to try calling again and I'll try to answer the phone on the laptop? Yeah, but FaceTime me, but I'm going to try to answer it with the laptop. All right. All right, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. And I'm going to shut down Chrome so we're not using a whole bunch of resources on the laptop. How come it's not ringing on the thing? Oh, is that it? 917? It's not. It's not working. I can't. Hey, it didn't work. I'm going to try to call you from the computer.
But I'm not on my phone, remember, because my phone is broken.
Well, okay, but I want to try to answer on the computer.
Okay, you want to call you back again?
Yeah, but I'm going to call you on the same number you just called me from.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see here. 917-825-4965. Okay, this should work. Call back.
You there?
Okay. All right. We've got you. We got you on the computer. So what I want you to do is, yeah, and you're probably still going to have to put your hand behind it or something because it's still grabbing your eye. It's trying to do a face detection. And talk so we can hear if these guys can hear you, because I don't know if they can or not.
Well, I'm trying to get
just talk and they'll let me know in the chat. I got to put my headset on so I can hear you. Let's see what happens here.
Up here, and
all right, can you hear me, Chris?
yeah, I can hear you fine. How do I sound?
You sound good.
I can put a mic on this phone. Stand by for a minute.
Yeah, you sound pretty good. Now we still just have to work out this focus issue somehow.
So let me get the mic on here. How does it sound? Is the mic stronger?
Yeah, that's a little better. Yep.
Okay, so I have a mic on the phone I'm using.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to do is figure out how to get the.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to get something. Can you set the phone down on something so you don't have to hold the phone in your hand? And
yeah, I just had this cheap tripod.
And just make sure it's backed up to the light. To make sure the light's behind it.
Here's that.
I'll cut to me until he gets that organized. And somebody said there's 5 years wait for a steel Daytona.
How about if I get this light on it over here? Like that.
Well, you want the light behind the phone, yeah. Okay. All right. And then what I want you to do is get some. I don't want you don't be holding the phone with your hand. Set the phone down, leaning against a book or something. I don't care what you lean it against. But don't have that light in the shot either.
Sure. I got a couple lights in here.
You get the lights out of the shot. The light should be pointing at the watch, not behind the watch.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm going to teach you lighting 101 here. The light points at the subject.
I don't have anything to set this phone on. Except, you know what? Hold on, let me do it like this.
The way you're doing it right now is working. That's
okay,
we're making progress here. We are making progress, and we got it horizontal too, which is the good thing. So I'm going full screen here. If we can get
see it?
Yeah, but it's just totally out of focus. It's focusing on the wall. All right, all right. That's a little too close. It won't focus. Back up. Okay, now go to your phone and touch your finger right on the watch, on the phone. Touch your finger so it'll focus on the focus point of your finger. Touch your finger on it and hold your finger for a couple seconds on the phone, on the screen of the phone, right on the watch.
Doing it. I don't know what it's doing.
It should lock focus. You can't get it to lock focus on the watch?
I'm trying. Hold on. I don't know why it's not.
I'll tell you what you do. Use the rear-facing camera. Not flip it around to the rear-facing camera.
Okay.
So that you can then get behind the camera and you can touch your finger on the focus point you want.
Let's take a look like this. Okay.
Right now, your video feed is paused. We're not getting any video feed right now.
I've got to get back into the phone. I've got to get back on this call. There I am. Okay.
Okay. Now, which camera do you have it on, the forward-facing or the rear-facing?
Now it's
okay.
Forward-facing.
Okay. So now what I want you to do is, get it positioned and then touch your finger right on the watch. This is live TV, folks. This is how it works. Just so you know, this is how live TV works. Oh, now it's getting a little bit better.
Damn, I mean, it's
all right,
so close.
All right, there. Okay, hold it right there. Hold it right there. Don't move anything.
All right.
All right, you're touching your finger right on the word Rolex. Perfect.
Trying to.
Okay, all right, hold it still.
I can't see, it's kind of minimized.
Hold it still. Don't move anything. Let the guys get a good look and see if they think it's real. We got the experts studying it as we speak.
You know, my girlfriend had told me she keeps all the boxes for her jewelry, and she says she has the box for this, but like she didn't remember where it was, and you know, she just said, "Here, take this if you want to wear it. Like, you know, looks okay with a suit and stuff."
Somebody said it looks big. It looks too big for it to be a real one. I don't know. Let's get these guys their expert opinion. Can you show the clasp? Can you open up the clasp and show the clasp? Open it up. Get it a little further away. It's not in focus. Are you holding the camera still with your hand? Don't hold the phone. Lean it against a couple of books or something. You can't.
Yeah, I don't have control. It's not
you can't hold the phone and do this at the same time. You got to lock the phone down.
Watch.
For God's sakes. Okay. All right. So go ahead and I can't believe you're holding the phone with one hand and playing with the watch. Can't you lean the phone against something? Don't you have a book or anything, a trash can, anything you could lean the phone against?
How about that? Can they see the clasp now? They got to look in it.
I can see the clasp. Yeah. You got to open it up. Open up the clasp.
Yeah.
You're still using one hand, right? You're still holding the damn phone. I can't believe you can't get something to lay that phone. Don't you have a tripod you can put the phone on?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to use it.
There we go. Okay, that does not look real. That, to me, that clasp, the swing arms, I don't think those are correct. I don't think the swing arms are correct. Tell me, folks in the chat, anybody that knows about Daytonas, is that what the swing arms look like? Let me know in the chat. I'm not sure that that's correct. I think you might have a fake on your hands. That's my opinion at this point, but let's see what the experts have to say. Let's see. My girl just bought me a car. I don't even know what kind it is. You better ask her where she bought it. Hopefully she doesn't say H-Gate or AliExpress. It looks bigger than a 40 millimeter. It's hard to tell from this video. It's a fake Daytona, James says. Do the pushers work to start and stop the chronograph? How much spare money does she have? I can't imagine anyone's girlfriend, unless you're loaded, full of cash, buying a real Daytona for your boyfriend. Did she buy it in Canal Street?
No, you know what? The things don't work. They these ones right here.
Yeah, she got you a fake, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's right. You know what? So I got to give it up to your crew here. I knew this was a fake when I brought it on. I just wanted to see if they would catch it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good job, watch people. I love it.
Oh boy.
Because yeah, we were here. Let me switch the camera. So last night we were at the Rolex store last night.
Yeah.
At the grand opening at Hudson Yards, and I said, "Wow, these are really nice watches." She's like, "Yeah, they're nice." So then she said, "Do you want a Rolex?" And I was watching your broadcast.
Yeah.
She walks in and hands me this, and I go, "What? You're giving me this?" And she goes, "It's a fake. See, they can tell if it's a fake." So you got a really good crew there, integrity-wise. They know what they're talking about.
There you go. Live from New York City. Look at that view. Look at that view.
Yeah, this is going to be my new studio.
Absolutely. And are you going to be doing a show on Mid-Atlantic TV also?
We're thinking about it.
All right. Get one together. Absolutely.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, Craig.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. All right. Live from New York City, folks. That's the name of that tune. A fake Daytona. Live from New York City. You never know what you're going to see on this channel. That's what you got here. You got a bag of tricks. A bag of tricks, folks. Let's see. That's a lovely GS in the photo. Let's go. Let's cut to the GS real quick. There we go. Coming up on an hour of the show. Mr. Robert Viewer just chimed in, showed a steel 116500 Daytona without box and papers. He said his girlfriend got it from. We think it's likely a fake. Yeah, I think we've concluded that. That's a shame. That's a shame. Did you sell the GS diver? No, there's the diver right there. Excellent listener. Look at it. I had a guy ask me today how accurate it was, and I told him, and he was like, oh my gosh. It's gaining about 0.75 seconds, about 3/4 of a second a month. Fast. About 3/4 of a second a month. So that's the name of that tune. That thing is pretty freaking amazing. Craig, why not go for a 2-digit blue dial turnograph? What do you mean by 2-digit? Is it? Are you talking about the older style turnograph? The problem is the bracelets aren't as robust. See here, this one. The advantages to this one is you've got the Super Jubilee. Or I don't know if they call it that or if that's slang, but you got that Jubilee with the solid center links and all. And you've got the newer style clasp and all that. And I'm starting to come around to this bezel, to this style bezel. I liked the older ones before, but I'm starting to come around to this style here. I think it's pretty cool. I think that could be an all-arounder. What do you think, folks? And I wasn't a fan of steel and gold, by the way. And this one's rose gold. It looks like regular gold in the picture, to tell you the truth, but they say it's rose gold. I'm not a fan of rose gold, but that watch is still pretty cool. What is going on with Pedro? What the heck is he in here causing trouble? Oh, boy. Pedro, come on. This is a family-friendly show here. Craig, buy a Mint GMT 16710. Yeah, I think I've moved beyond the older watches now. I think I'm not considering those just because I want something with the more modern bracelet and everything. I think I've been persuaded that I need to go with something with the more modern style bracelets and everything. I just sold a date just with diamond markers. Harder to sell the fancier it is. Is that the one you sold in the forum? That steel and gold? That was a nice watch, if that's the one we're talking about. That was nice. The one for $4,000? That was a good deal. Somebody got a good deal on a nice watch. No watch is easy to sell, by the way. Don't listen to these guys that act like these watches just like fly out. You know, you put them up for sale and all of a sudden they're gone, right? That's not the way this works. Look how much trouble Clive is having selling his watches, and he's in the business. I mean, he knows people, right? I mean, he's got all the connections you could have, right? And he's having trouble selling his watches. It's not easy to sell these watches, folks. Not easy. I should be asking, what led you to come back for punishment, Pedro? Archie also said in the video that Grand Seiko is even worse than Omega and that both brands are... Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, and when Mark Goldberg makes these comments about Grand Seiko, I mean, these guys need to at least acknowledge the fact that Grand Seikos are higher quality, better made watches than Rolex or Omega. I mean, they just are. Now, some of them are not particularly attractive, and some of them are too thick. I mean, they're not all perfect by any means. But to compare the quality level, to say that the Rolex is higher quality than a Grand Seiko is just ridiculous. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, even to say they're on par, they're equal, is pretty ridiculous. I mean, the quality of Grand Seiko is stellar. You may not like the brand for whatever reasons, but to deny the quality is pretty stupid, I shall say. I shall say that's not very smart to deny the quality of a Grand Seiko. It's pretty obvious. Craig, you are so behind in the chat. We're losing context. Okay, I'll try to catch up. Craig, do you recommend the 38mm Apple Watch if I can find a good deal on one? I like the bigger size. Craig, what are your thoughts on the 36mm day-date present with wood burl dial? I don't like the wood dial. I never did. I could hear the audio. My mic was covered. The audio was almost as fake as the Rolex. Show our wag some mercy, gents. We heard audio well. But I can try again with the phone. Okay. He wasn't sure if the Daytona was real. Okay, yes. I'm going through these as quick as I can. Maybe have him... Hold off on putting new comments in until I get caught up here. I'm going to call back. Okay. I've got my own Daytona. Okay. Okay, I'm skipping through here as quick as I can. Craig, shut off that wretched ringtone. Oh, sorry. His phone is broken. He's wearing a $20,000 watch. Have this player crack. Okay. And the wrench gang had to step in. What's the serial number? Okay. The crown looks off. It's screwed in correctly. Pedro got whacked and reported. Uh-oh. See ya. Ask him where she got... All right, these comments are funny though. I can't skip them all. Craig on my, he sounds like a school teacher, an angry school teacher. I'd rather see the skyline than that phony watch. I agree. He has a nice view. Craig, are you seriously giving this clown with a fake Daytona airtime? I think he could do a good show. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Do we do a show live from New York? What do you think? Live from New York. It's Saturday night. Oh my God. Okay, Apple has a feature to blur fake products. That's funny. The chronograph secondhand is the only thing moving. See if the chronograph... Boy, is Craig going to have a hell of a time catching up on the chat. Oh, you got that right. You need a rear camera. Guy makes Dudley look well-dressed. Oh, jeez. 10-10 gun. Craig sabotages his own show. Perfect. Ground looks off. Okay, is the minute hand advancing? Oh, no. Oh, jeez. This is funny. Crown and crown guards are off. Are you really going to toss a 20K gray watch around on the table? That's a good point. I was thinking that myself. Oh, man. My eyes are watering. This is so funny. I can't even read this stuff. Just throwing a 20K. Lean the phone against your Patek Equinox. Oh, no. The clasp is off. Thanks for introducing us to Dave Ramsey. He's good. I like Dave. Fake Daytona. I'm sorry, guys, but I had to read these comments. These are funny. You guys are funny. He's still holding the camera. I said, for God's sakes, lean the camera against anything. Oh, no. Wasting airtime. Come on, you guys. Be kind. I mean, he was trying. He was trying. We're going to get him. We're going to get him set up. Craig's about 3 days behind on the chat. All right. I don't know what I can do. I think it's a stunner. Let me cut to the stunner. My eyes are watering too much. Okay. All right. We're caught up now. Well, before Craig hits the end of reading, let me be the first. Merry Christmas. No live. No need to go to Archie. Stay off the Trolls theme. I think we broke. Okay. Oh, broadcast. It says it's interrupted. Are we still live? Uh-oh. I guess we're still live. It keeps popping up that little thing on the screen saying we're not live, but then it says we're live, so I guess we're live. Nothing wrong with the Daytona. That Gorilla Glue won't fix. We got Craig laughing. I've got tears running down my face, Andrew. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That whole situation was... I'm like, for God's sakes, get something to lean the phone against. We're still live. We're live. Yes, we are. We are on, Craig. Still live. GS's main competitors are Tuda and Omega. Rolex is a league above. Not quality-wise, they're not. I hate to tell you, you got to go look at a GS again because I think it's higher quality in many respects. Especially that spring drive. That spring drive is freaking amazing. Amazing. And look at those titanium hands. How cool is that? How cool is the brushing on those titanium hands? Absolutely stunning. So, there's that. Remember, Rolex is a machine-made, mass-produced watch. They made, what, 500,000 of them last year? Maybe 600,000? I mean, Grand Seiko, on their best year, probably only made 50,000, if that. Like 1/10 the number of watches. Because there's too much hand work in them anyway. They couldn't crank them out. Let's see here. GS, okay, I already read that. What are you asking for your GS diver? Excellent listener says. 5,100 shipped. 5,100 shipped in the U.S. If you come pick it up in person, 5,000. 5,000 in person. And then I'll have to buy something else. Maybe I'll have to buy that. What do you think, guys? What do you think? A turnograph? That could be an all-arounder. My next watch is going to be an all-arounder. It's going to be a watch I can wear anytime, anywhere. I'll tell you what, you guys are gonna snicker, but let me see. I had another one here that's a possibility. I got too many windows open. Just give me a second here. Give me a second here. Okay, this one. This watch here is an absolute possibility. This watch is, just to give you the specs on this watch is 39 millimeters, and it's about 12 millimeters thick. So that watch could be pushed into an all-around situation. And that one, of course, being a 9F, that one's accurate to within 10 seconds a year. So I don't have to worry about any accuracy issues or durability issues. The 9F movement is extremely rugged, extremely shock resistant, extremely everything resistant. It's a very robust movement by all accounts. So, and that's a pretty stunning looking watch. I've had subscribers that have seen it in person, and they said that it's pretty stunning in person. So that's a possibility too. Craig, what did you think of Just Bluefish's review of the GS? He's done some good reviews of GSs. I don't know if it's a recent one you're talking about. He does good reviews. I like his reviews. I prefer white gold hands. Boy, they're competitors on price, not in construction, material, and quality. Yeah, nobody really competes with GS on quality. Now that's a real watch. Love it. Craig, Seikos are mass-produced too. They hand-fit. Not the Grand Seikos. They aren't. They're very much handmade. A lot of hand processes in the construction. Go look at the video. There's a video about the factory where they're built and how they build them and all that. Go ahead and take a look. It's a whole different thing from a regular Seiko. It's a whole different deal. Friends don't let friends buy turnographs. I think a turnograph's pretty cool. Datejust 41 on Jubilee, great all-arounder. It might be a little big. Might be a little bit big. That GMT is the nicest Grand Seiko I've seen. Have you seen one in person? Did you see that one in person, Mr. Jason 31? I hate spell check. It's a quartz. Yeah, it's a 9F. Yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Excellent listener says, the new Seamaster Pro with a black dial. I think it's too thick for an all-arounder. Since you have a good 6 months before buying, maybe newer models on many brands will come out. Some new things should be showing at Baselworld. Yeah, we'll see what comes up. That starts next week. Turnograph, Craig. I thought you were getting a legacy watch. A walk-off into the sunset watch, Turkey Vulture said. I like the turnograph. What do you guys have against the turnograph? I think that's a cool watch. Of course, I always like things that other people don't like. I go my own way, folks, in case you hadn't already noticed. Craig, wait until Basel next week. GS may release something interesting. Yeah, we'll see. A bad homage to the Rolex Explorer GMT. I think it's a pretty good looking watch. I think it's pretty stunning. I don't think there's anything bad about that. I like the case shape. I like the lugs. I like everything about it. Of course, I have to see one in person to really make my mind up, but I think it's pretty stunning. That's a different watch. Yeah, that's the best picture of it there that they have. I think it looks pretty good. So, but we will see. Yes, in person, fit and finish is stunning. There you go. You got a report right there from somebody who's seen one in person. So, don't give me a hard time. I'm just telling you. I'm just the messenger here. Don't shoot the messenger. He's saying it's stunning in person. And I don't even know. I have no influence whatsoever over this gentleman. He's calling it the way he sees it. What do you think of the black texture on the older day dates? Was that really a thing back in the day? The bark texture, the bark finish. I'm not a fan. A friend of mine had one. I'm not a fan. Keep the GS diver, Craig. You've said over and over again that it's lightweight, easy to read, and durable. Get a different style watch to rotate with it. Well, see, Thomas, the discussion here is the idea of a one-watch solution, not having to rotate. Like right now, I've got the Apple Watch on because my diver won't fit underneath these French cuffs, right? So I need something that I can use in all circumstances. That's the discussion here. Obviously, if I'm going to do a 2-watch rotation, the diver is a fantastic sport watch to be in rotation with some sort of a dress watch. But if we're going to go with a 1-watch rotation, then the diver is not the solution. That's all. That's all we're talking about here. The Doug score for that GS is a 20. Yeah, his videos are pretty cool too. Doug, he looks at some interesting cars sometimes. No, the quality is subpar. I don't know what you're talking about. Craig, you've owned a day date. How would you go back to a peasant model? I mean, I've owned a lot of watches. My first watch was a Datejust with an engine turn bezel. I loved that watch. I didn't have any problem with that watch. It was all steel with an engine turn bezel. And that was about 1978. I like that watch. How about a GS with a maxi case? No, maxi cases. Oh, but Craig, you and I have very different taste in watches, so you might not like it. Okay. Well, if you like it, I kind of like it. I think we might have similar taste. If you like that watch, I kind of like it. Unless I see it in person and I see some kind of red flags or something, I can't see a problem with it. I like the shape of those lugs. Everything about it looks pretty good to me. And I've seen a video review of it. It looks pretty good. Wait for Basil. Everything else is old news. There you go. The GS9F Quartz SBGN is nice. Reminds me of the Explorer 2 with the blue face. Very good design idea. Yeah, I think it's gorgeous. Jack says, I've seen the Grand Seikos too. They're thick. The bracelets aren't comfortable, and the hands look like... My bracelet is super comfortable on this watch. I don't know. I mean, like I say, I've had a lot of Rolex bracelets, and this bracelet, the bracelet on my Grand Seiko is more comfortable than pretty much any of those. They got a lot of flexibility. They're very well finished. I mean, I'm guessing you've never worn one. So that's the deal with that. One watch gold president. Yeah, Date 840 might be an option, or even a 36. They're definitely in the running. With the second hand on your GS diver, how come the lume lollipop isn't reversed? It's like you know the time 30 seconds ago in the dark. Yeah, that's a problem if you're operating in the dark. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. But it is what it is. No watch is perfect. That's what we run into. Today's show is absolutely getting me through my day while at work. So many funny comments. Okay. We're going to have to wrap up pretty soon because I'm getting hungry. I'll tell you that. Do you remember how much day dates were back in the 70s and 80s? The first one I bought was around 1980, but I bought it used for around $2,000. I'm guessing there were 4,000 or 5,000 new then. I'm just guessing. I didn't buy a new one until around the year 2000, and that one was 16,000 new. Let's see here. Craig, you should build a Frankencross breed GS Rolex. I don't think you can ever have a one-watch solution. When you look at your watch day after day, you soon get used to it and start looking at other watches. I'm not that way. No, if I get gear that really works for me and really does the job for me, a piece of kit, I'm happy. I'm tickled pink. The only reason I switch from one thing to another is because there's something better, or there's something that piece of kit's not doing right for me. In other words, I'm stepping up. I don't just switch just to switch. So no, that wouldn't be a problem for me. I'd feel comfortable with that. GS GMT does not have micro adjustments. Not sure if it can expand or not. See, that is an issue, not having the micro adjustments. That I'll have to figure that out. But you know, a date 8 doesn't have micro adjustments either. I think the quality of GS is as good or even better, and remember the big price difference. I'm pretty sure that GS is higher quality than, I don't know what you're comparing it to. You're comparing it to Rolex? I'm pretty sure it's a higher quality than Rolex. Not taking anything away from Rolex. It's a high quality watch, but it's a machine-made, mass-produced watch. I mean, it is what it is. Wait to see what Saker has in store at Baselworld. We'll see. I didn't try on the diver, and I have worn one for about an hour. It was first generation 001, I think. Yeah, well, first of all, the titanium one is a whole different ball game as far as comfort. I'm wearing the Bulova. Okay. Salmondal. Sweet. Yeah, time to eat. Saving up for GS Snowflake or diver. Timothy. Was 2000 a lot in the 80s? Yeah. yeah. Yes, it was. 2080s was like $500,000. No, it wasn't like $500,000, but it was a lot of money. Ran into a guy. It was worth more than it is now. I'll put it this way. That's the reason why I buy something like Bitcoin instead of keeping money in U.S. dollars. The U.S. dollar constantly loses buying power over the years, whereas hopefully Bitcoin will continue to go up. So that's why we put our money in that instead. Ran into a guy at the golf course yesterday that said he had a Pepsi GMT he bought new, 1969, for $180. That makes sense. Tyler show is perfect. Thanks for the laughs tonight. There you go. Craig, I'm going to spray paint my watch gold, glue tassels to it, and sell it to producer Michael for $60K. There you go. Finally made it home. Hey, we're getting ready, Blue Shirt Buddha. We're getting ready to wrap up. You're just in time for us to wrap up. Day date was $7,950 in 1980. And yes, that was a lot of money back, probably equivalent to 20 grand or a little more. Yeah, I mean, look at how much they cost now. A day date 36 is, what, 28 grand now or something, or 30 list. Another good show, but almost 6:30 p.m. This time, getting hungry. Thanks for yeah. It's time to eat. Scroll back on the comments a little for a laugh. Craig, don't go and eat. You are my Friday night entertainment. Don't worry. The other grinders, the other watch grinders, will be on. Clive will, I'm sure, have a show. Archie will have a show. They'll all be coming out of the woodworks. So let's take one more look at the diver, and we're going to wrap this puppy up. Let's see here. 31 and change last, I think. Yeah, you can get a discount on them, though. All right, so let me pull this phone over here, figure out how to do this. That was good that we were able to test hooking up the phone, bringing the phone in, bringing the FaceTime call in. That was good. I think that's higher quality than bringing them in using Google Hangouts. I think it's a higher quality situation. So that might be how we'll bring in some guests. Of course, they'll have to have Apple products in order to do that. But hopefully they do. And remember, subscribe, hit the bell, the notification bell. Otherwise, you're not going to know when we're live, and you're not going to be able to enjoy these happenings as they happen. We need to have more guests, lots of fun. Yeah, I'm working on it. And actually, you're going to be a guest, Wags, so you got to get your act together, and so that you can come in, you got to get yourself a nice webcam, something for some nice audio, and make sure that your computer's plugged in with a Cat5 cable so that you got that nice pipe to the internet. Don't be connected via Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is dodgy at best. And we'll make all that happen. Let's see here. Absolutely, everybody. Thank you all for watching. And we will wrap this puppy up. Hey, click the bell so you get notifications.